So this is my code and I'm going to explain it. So firstly, I had include stdi or .h. This will provide input or output functions like the printf and the scanf. I also included the include stdio. This provides general utilities like rand and srand, and also ang matawag sa time.h kay this will allow seeding sa random number generator with time. Under the input, I had these variables mode and index, streak, player turn, score 1, score 2, and single player. So mode, this variable will store the selected game mode. For example, if the user will um, choose single player or two players, so this will store the selected mode, and this variable will store how many characters the user wants to memorize. The index, this will store the player's guess index each time. So this reflects how many letters have been correctly guessed in order. So this will store, or this is a variable that will store, and this will also track how many letters have been correctly guessed. Is the loop counter variable, and player turn 1, which will track whose turn it is, especially in two-player mode. In score 1 equals 0, score 2 is equal to 0. Normally siya mag-store sa score for player 1 and 2 in two-player mode. And yet, single player score will mag-store sa score for player 1 mode, which is 1 point per correct letter. Printf users Durango kay same with the file path or sa header, may siya header sa akong program. Yeah, title of the game will be displayed to the user, which is nag-printf ko memory matching game. I also nag-printf ko for select mode, another printf for single player, option siya for single player gameplay. Yeah, two players, option siya for two player gameplay. So for mode selection with input validation, I had this do while print codes mode 1 or 2. Yeah, akong scan. Yeah, scan f returns 1 if a valid integer is entered. But if not 1, it means ang user nag-type of invalid characters or letters. So, print kung invalid input, please enter 1 or 2. I-clear na kung leftover invalid characters from input buffer. While get car.
Nagbutang kog print F, choose how many characters to memorize, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26 letters of the alphabet. Then if less than 5 ang i-input sa user, by default mahimo siyang 5. So invalid number using 5 by default, and it will automatically go to instructions R1 26 when siya target sequence incorrect alphabetical order ABC until Z. Char R2 26, this will display to the player as kanang asterisk or until the letters are revealed. Char R hidden 26, this will randomly shuffle version of R1 rather, and this will be the hidden layout. So to initialize the arrays, I did this code for 1 is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus increment. So this will fill R1 with letters ABC based on n. R2 is, this will initialize R2 with stars or hidden letters. Yeah, let's go to random shuffle R hidden. Int used 26. This will keep track of whether a position has been filled already. Srand, time null. This will see the random generator with current time. Yeah, for I is equal to 0, in pause, do pause. This will pick a random position from 0 to n minus 1. And while I used while, okay, if that spot is used, we will choose another one. Used pause, this will mark that position as used in the random arrangement. And R hidden pause, kay mo siya magbutang sa letter from R1 into random spot dito sa R hidden. Let's go to the game instructions. Nagprint ko og instructions, array 1 is the target order. And literally sa R1 target order. This will display letters in R1 with positions. Print F, press enter to start. Yeah, ibutan ako get car. Kaya mo siya maghulat for user to press enter before starting the game. Yeah, I kuan the strike into 0 kay this will count how far the player has progressed in correct order. Let's go to the main game loop. While a strike is less than n, this will continue until all the letters are correctly matched. If mode equals to, so print player, this will display which player's turn only into player mode. Yeah, I also print progress kay this will show progress toward finishing sequence. This will also nagprint ko next letter. This will show the next correct letter the player must find. Yeah, your guesses. This will show the current visible state of R2. Sa player input for guess index, we have print enter index. This will read the index. Yeah, after sa print, ipascan ako, so this will read the index the player wants to check. Index, convert 1 based input into 0 based array index. Yeah, if index is less than 0, index more than or equal to n, print invalid index. So this will restart the loop. So we will check if the guess is correct. If R hidden index R1 streak R2 in, this will reveal the correct letter in R2. Streak plus plus the increment to move to the next letter or target letter. Yeah, nagprint ko correct. Else wrong, that is not. Then it will reset the progress. Again, the streak will be 0. So that the streak will reset to the beginning. Then we will hide all the letters again. For I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I increment plus plus, R2I na asterisk. Next is if mode is equal to 2, player turn equals 1. Yeah. This will switch players after wrong guess. Yeah, we will continue. So we will have the scoring for 2 players. If mode is equal to 2 and streak, this will give 1 point to whichever player completed the sequence. Then another one will display final results, print all characters match. Next is 2-player winner. It will reveal the final score. Player 1 score, player 2 score. Yeah, if score 1 is more than score 2 man siya. Player 1 wins, yeah, player 2 wins. Else, print it's a tie if same ang ilang score. So, we will have the 1-player victory message. Your score. You win, great memory. So, before sad ana, we have katong nag-add kong quotes. Nag-add kong quotes niya, akong girandomize ang quotes kay mo reveal siya if madaog ang usa ka player na manay madaog. Girandomize na ko iyang mga quotes. Yeah, end of program. So this part I modified the program. Instead sa single player mo appear ang ang codes, it will also appear in the double players.